So I recently participated in the Say Something Nice About a RWBY Character Twitter event. Great fun, very wholesome. With one of my posts being about Qrow Branwen and his growth over Volume 7. With the more I reflect on that post, the show, and an excellent 3-part video series created by Hypithion, I hope I got your name right, I found out that I have more to say on the matter of Qrow Branwen. In the aforementioned 3-part video series, there is a clip showing Montague discussing what he felt was a trend in modern media, of the audience knowing everything about a character from the word go and his dislike for it. He expressed a desire to create a series where you see a surface-level version of the character only to see new dimensions and depths revealed as time goes on. They develop and you grow to love them all the more for it. And heck it if my experience with Qrow doesn't kind of embody exactly that, because I disliked his jokey alcoholism, aggressive antagonism, along with his dogged loyalty to Ozpin and all that came with it. But here's the thing, the show wasn't actually portraying these as good things, they just hadn't started revealing that fact yet. During Volume 6, Qrow's dogged loyalty to Ozpin is tested, first by the man's deception of his allies regarding the relic and its ability to lure in Grimm. Then he was driven into stunned silence upon seeing that his defense of Oz causes his allies to close ranks around RWBY protectively. They fear what his loyalty will make him do. Then he has his loyalty and worldview utterly and irrevocably shattered. The cause for which he'd fought, lost friends, forsaken family, that he thought gave his life meaning and was granted to him by a trusted mentor figure was all built on a lie. He thought that he was in Ozpin's confidence. He thought that Salem could be defeated because of Ozpin's words. He thought people he cared about that died to win, not just to push back the clock on Armageddon because their boss had no other ideas and refused to share that with them. It destroyed him. He became bitter and resigned. His hinted at self-hatred was laid bare and he became more inclined to lash out at any perceived target. His alcoholism went from jokey, isn't he a rogue, to debilitating and self-destructive. There's no such thing as functional alcoholism, but before this, things were good enough that his dependency could be shrugged off by himself and those around him, but not after his illusions had been shattered. Yet throughout this painful stage of his life, he was given a rock in the form of RWBY, who offered understanding and support, intervention, and when necessary, galvanized him into action, as well as pulled him out of his guilt spiral, with a sudden reality check. This was helped by the shock to the system that was the apathy encounter, and by the other team members' total unwillingness to give up. Their communal resolve helped keep him afloat, and steadily, with shaky steps that rocked back and forth, he moved forward, and he still is. Mentors getting character development and their own character arcs is pretty uncommon in a lot of media, so it's very interesting to see RWBY trying to tackle this and letting Qrow be his own person and his own character with his own story. But Volume 6 wasn't the end of his arc, and nor is Volume 7. There he was unduly vulnerable to Ironwood's promises of a grand plan and purpose, aided by there being someone around with whom he needn't fear his semblance harming them. The death of Clover, rooted in his dogged commitment to orders above morality and logic, a trait demonstrated in his introduction, should not be setting Qrow back on the path of self-destruction. He promised that Ironwood was going to take the fall, and he meant it. Volume 6 and 7 are peak points in his dramatic and personal development as a character. These are rare things for mentor figures to get, and I am very pleased by RWBY's subversion of the expected and extremely interested to see where things go from here. Kudos, RWBY, kudos.